Hunter's Claim, The Alliance, Book 1. Written by S. E. Smith. Narrated by David Brenin. Chapter 1. Jessie moved quietly through the deserted streets. The black backpack on her back contained the prize from her outing this night. She had been able to steal enough to keep her and two younger sisters fed for several days, as long as they kept the portions small. She needed to get back to the collapsed rubble that hid the underground parking garage, which was their temporary home. She had found that shelter almost 2 months ago by accident, when she needed a place to hide from the group of men roaming the street. She had crawled under a fallen slab of concrete for protection, only to find it was slanted at an angle. Unable to stop her descent, she had slid to the bottom, where she discovered herself in the remains of a parking garage. After exploring the area, she thought it would be the perfect place for her and her two younger sisters to hide from the roaming gangs who looked for unsuspecting victims to rob or rape. She and her sisters' lives had changed a lot over the last 4 years since the death of their father. Hell, Earth had changed a lot over the past 4 years. Gone was living in a nice house in the suburbs. Gone was making sure her sisters did their homework and got to school on time. She had taken over the job of being mom to her two younger sisters when their mother died shortly after Taylor's 3rd birthday. Everything she knew was gone since that November day 4 years ago, when the skies had filled with spaceships from another world. The president had issued a state of emergency, but it hadn't done any good. People had poured out of their homes in fear. The war, if you could call it that, lasted only a few days. The aliens had weapons that neutralized the nuclear weapons some countries tried to use. Communication systems around the world had been taken over as well. Messages for calm had been transmitted over and over, but it was useless. Even messages from world leaders that the aliens were not there to harm the population did nothing to calm the riots. Zealots and anti-government groups rose up and overpowered the local law enforcement. Jessie, Jordan, and Taylor's dad had been one of the Seattle police officers killed on the first day of rioting. Soon, bombs exploded, and neighborhoods were overrun. Jessie was just arriving home from picking her sisters up at school when the news broke of the alien invasion, as it was being called.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?